Meagan's New Room by Kathryn Dyer Brown. Copyright 1997. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Meagan. She lived with her mommy and daddy, her big brother Corwin, and her beautiful cat named Starwalk Weaver. One day, Meagan was sitting eating breakfast at the kitchen table. Her parents had been up earlier, but her mother still had not come to the kitchen. Meagan wondered what was going on. Michael didn't hear her when she asked for more juice. She sighed and asked him again. "I'm sorry," said Michael. "Your mother is taking a test this morning, and I'm anxious about what it will say." Meagan frowned. "What kind of test is she taking, Daddy?" Just then Corwin came into the room. "Who's taking a test?" he asked. Michael smiled. "Your mother is taking a pregnancy test today. We may be having a new baby." Corwin and Meagan looked at each other in surprise. "Mom? Having a baby?" exclaimed Corwin. "All right." Meagan felt both excited and scared. "Hey," she said, "that means I'll be a big sister." Michael and Corwin laughed. "Well," said Michael, "we don't know yet." He stopped and turned as Elizabeth came into the room, smiling and holding a small white stick. She held it out for everyone to see. There were 2 blue lines on a small square. "It's positive," she said. Michael grabbed her and swung her around. Then they hugged Meagan and Corwin. Meagan looked up at her parents. "When will the new baby be here?" Corwin laughed. Elizabeth smiled at Meagan. "Well, by my calendar, we should have the new baby in about 9 months. Meagan's eyes got very big. "Why that long?" "Well," said her father, "it takes 40 weeks for a baby to grow inside their mother." That day, Meagan's mother called up her special doctor for an appointment. She looked a little disappointed. "What's wrong, Mommy?" asked Meagan. "Oh," said Elizabeth, "I had hoped for you and Corwin and Daddy to be able to come to my appointment, but they don't have anything available at a time you can all come. It's okay, though. I'll have to see the doctor or midwife every month for the first part of the pregnancy, and then more and more often the closer we get to time to have the baby. There will be plenty of times for you to come along. In fact, the second visit, they'll listen for the baby's heartbeat, and that might be a better time for you all to go anyway." Later that day, Meagan's parents pulled out the recordings of Meagan and Corwin. It had been a while since Meagan had watched them. Because twins ran in Elizabeth's family, she had had ultrasounds while pregnant with Corwin and with Meagan. Meagan liked looking at the videos of Corwin and herself when they were still inside their mother, even if they weren't in color. She also looked a lot at all the pictures of herself and Corwin when they were babies. Sometimes it was hard for Meagan. Her mother didn't always feel like doing the same things anymore. She was tired, and sometimes she ran out of the room when she smelled food cooking. "Don't worry, Meagan," said her father. "It's normal for Mommy to be like this sometimes. Her body is having to adjust to having a baby inside of it. That's one of the reasons that she always needs to use the bathroom. But when your mother is about 4 months pregnant, she'll start to feel better, and that's only 6 weeks from now. You can help by running errands for her, like making sure there are crackers by her bed." Meagan hugged Michael. "And I can carry things for her and take her a big cup of peppermint tea if it's not too full." Michael laughed. "That's right, honey. We also need to start fixing up a room for the baby to sleep in. We're going to make the room right beside our bedroom into a nursery." Meagan looked up. "But then where will Mommy do her sewing? And where will the books go?" Michael looked down at her. "We were thinking about putting them in your room and then letting you have the room upstairs with the gable window. You're big enough now to sleep upstairs like your brother if you want, but I guess we could put the sewing room upstairs." Meagan's eyes shone. "Oh, no, I want to have that room. It's not as big as the one I have now, but it's lots neater. When can I move?" Michael laughed. "Well, first we have to move all the stuff that's stored there, and then we'll have to paint it and decorate it. You can pick out the paint for the walls." Meagan was excited about her mother having a baby now. She helped sort out the baby clothes. She went with her family to a local baby store to write down all the things they still needed for the new baby. "It's amazing how many new things there are," said Elizabeth as she looked at her nursing pillow. "This looks like it would really help when I'm nursing the new baby." Meagan remembered seeing pictures of Elizabeth nursing her when she was a baby. As time went by, more and more people brought things for the new baby to the house. Sometimes Meagan felt left out. Then one day it was time for Elizabeth to have an ultrasound. "I think the odds are good this time, Elizabeth," said Wendy, who was the midwife at the doctor's office. "You're bigger than you were with Corwin and Meagan at this same stage." Elizabeth had to drink lots and lots of water before the test. "I feel like a balloon about to pop," she joked, but she didn't look too happy about it. Soon they went into the room with the ultrasound. The person running the machine made Michael, Corwin, and Meagan wait until she found the baby before letting them come look at the screen. "Okay," the technician said, grinning. "You can come look now." And she turned the screen so that Elizabeth could see it too. She put a CD into the machine. "We'll make a copy of this video for you to take home. See this? This is your baby's head. Do you want to know the sex of the baby?" Everyone looked at each other. "It's up to Elizabeth," said Michael. "Yes," said Elizabeth. "If we can tell, I'd like to know now." The technician moved a thing like a wand over Elizabeth's stomach. It took a long time to find out whether the baby would be a boy or a girl. The technician had to check out all sorts of things about the baby for the doctor and midwife. Suddenly she started grinning. "There we go. It looks like your new baby will be a little boy. Of course, we can't be positive with just an ultrasound to go by, but usually when it looks like a boy, it really is." Meagan and her family were excited. They had already been thinking of names for the new baby, and now they worked harder on thinking up a good name for a boy. Everyone had different favorites. Sometimes Meagan got tired of hearing everyone talk about the new baby, but she liked going places with her mother. And now her mother had started going to some meetings for women who were nursing their babies. It was called La Leche League. Meagan went with her mother. She had seen babies nursed before, but never so many in one room. Their friend Gwenny came to the meetings too and brought her baby Arthur. He was already crawling around now. Meagan couldn't believe how big he was. She remembered when he was born and how little he had been. One day a new woman came to the meeting. She was crying because she had not been able to nurse her older daughter. The women all hugged her and promised to help. The next time they went to a meeting, the lady had had her baby. Everyone cooed at it. The woman in charge of the meeting spent a lot of time helping the lady to learn to nurse her baby. Elizabeth told Meagan that the gods had made women to be able to feed their babies, but that women had to learn how to do it. She said that every baby was different and that it would take her a while to learn how to feed the new baby, just like it had with Corwin and with Meagan. Elizabeth's belly kept getting bigger and bigger. Sometimes Meagan could put her hand on Elizabeth's stomach and feel the baby moving. Her Nana came to visit more often to help around the house. Everyone helped clean up the junk room upstairs for Meagan to move into. They painted the room while Elizabeth was not there. They didn't want her to smell the paint. After the paint was dried, they moved Meagan's furniture upstairs. Her bed fit right under the window perfectly, and there was a bookcase built in the wall next to her closet. Once Meagan had moved into her new room, they painted her old room. After it was dry, some more friends came over to help move the books and sewing things into it. Then they began cleaning the old sewing room to make it a nursery for the new baby. They painted it a pale blue, and their friend Gregory painted clouds at the top of the walls and grass on the bottom of the walls. They put up stars that glowed in the dark, just like Meagan had in her room. Michael brought down a crib and a changing table from the attic. Elizabeth's brother Andrew brought over the family cradle. All of the babies in Nana's family had slept in the cradle when they were first born. It was getting closer and closer to time for the baby to be born. Meagan and Corwin went to a class at the birthing center for children who were going to have new brothers or sisters. They watched a video of a mommy having a baby. Elizabeth said that they could be in the room when the new baby was born. Meagan was excited about that. Some of the coven members had a party called a baby shower for the family. All of their friends brought presents for the new baby, and some for Meagan and Corwin, too. Meagan proudly showed her Nana the new shirt someone had made for her that said, "I'm the big sister." Nana told Meagan that she was old enough to help make the receiving blankets for the new baby. Every baby in the family had 4 blankets made by Nana. Corwin had helped make the blankets for Meagan, and now it was Meagan's turn to help make the blankets for the new baby. They made one that was yellow for air and trimmed it in orange. They made one that was red for fire and trimmed it in blue. They made one that was blue for water and trimmed it in purple. They made one that was green for earth and trimmed it in white. Pretty soon, Meagan's parents told her that the baby would come any time. She still felt funny sometimes about having a new baby in the house, but she liked the idea of being a big sister. And sometimes she still felt funny sleeping in her new room. One day, she and Corwin helped her mother by putting up the baby clothes in the new nursery while Elizabeth sat in the gliding rocking chair. It was getting harder and harder for Elizabeth to get up and down. Meagan couldn't believe how big her mother's belly was. When it was time for bed, Elizabeth gave Meagan her hugs and kisses downstairs. She was too tired to climb the stairs to Meagan's room. It made Meagan a little sad, but her father carried her up the stairs to her room and tucked her in. She felt alone after he left because she couldn't hear people talking like she could in her old room. But she had her goddess chant tape on, and that made her feel better. Soon Starweaver came in and settled at the foot of her bed. Meagan felt proud for having helped her mother, and she hoped the baby would be born soon. She fell asleep and dreamed of holding the new baby. It had been a good day.